Welcome to the Modern Quilting Guild of Bozeman's Fun with Fuse. My name is Danielle and I am the host for today's project. Here are two of the examples that you can make from today's project. If you wish to learn more about this or previous projects, please visit our website at mqgbozeman.org, or you can visit our comments for a direct link. The first two products that are going to be discussed in this project are from the Pellon Easy Steam 2 and the Warm Company's Light Steam Seam 2. These are both two-sided pressure-sensitive fusible webs. What that means is that both sides have paper on them and there is a sticky fusible on the inside. For this project, you're going to receive two. One that's going to say the Easy Steam 2 and the other one, this is the Light Steam Seam 2. These are both going to have your mountains on them for your project. To start, take your fusible pieces and trim off all the excess paper, or as much as you can. I start by cutting the bottom. Hold those to the side, and then any of the excess on top. And then you're going to take your scissors and cut all the way around each piece. Now that our templates are all cut out, we can start with fabric selection. For the Pellon Easy Steam 2, I'm going to be using this fun fabric. To do this, we take it, flip it over so the wrong side is up. This is very important. Next, we're going to be taking our templates, and you're going to, with the right side up on it, the way you know it's the right side is it'll have writing on it, and as a backup, the back side will have a grid on it. So we're going to take it and gently peel off the sticker part. This is going to be very tacky. Just peel that off, and then carefully, as it's sticking to my hands, we're gonna put it onto the wrong side of the fabric. It can, as it's doing right now, stick to itself, so just gently peel it, and then using pressure, make sure there are no wrinkles. This is also a great time if you're wanting to fussy cut to make sure that you're getting some of the fun little colors in it. This is where you'll do it. And then you'll repeat with the other pieces. Now that our applique templates are on the wrong side of the fabric, I could at this point take it to the iron and press it down to make it a permanent fuse. However, because this is a tacky and repositionable product, if for some reason I did not like where I had placed it, I could peel this off and move it to a different place or onto a different fabric. This is also a great time to make sure your iron settings are set up correctly. You would like it on the cotton setting. This is also a good time to use one of your little scrap pieces, as I did right here, and I pressed it for 10 seconds. Once it's cool, you can remove the backing of the paper. For this demo, we will not be doing that till we get to the final step. So I will take this to the iron and it'll be ready for trimming. You can trim around it or wait till we're at the end of the project. With the Light Steam Seam 2, we're going to do the same process as we did with the Easy Steam 2. In this case, I'm using this made fabric. This is approximately 7.5 by 12 inches. Flipping it over to the wrong side. And then with your template, with the right side facing up, just as we did with the previous one, we're going to peel off that paper liner and place it onto our fabric. Once we're comfortable with the placement, we'll continue this process with the other two pieces. After this, we'll take it to the iron and press it for 20 seconds. At that point, you can then trim around or wait till we get to the end of the project. Now that you have completed the mountain portion of this Fun with Fuse project, now we're moving on to the Improv section. In your packet, you're going to receive two sheets that look very similar to this that have random shapes on them. You can follow the shapes and cut them out, or you can make any shape that you would like. These are just guidelines. These sheets that are provided in the packet are made with the following two products: Heat and Bond Easy Print Light and Misty Fuse. Both of these are a non-stick kind of fusible, so unlike the previous ones that had a sticky back, these ones you'll have to fuse directly to the fabric and then trim. Then you can peel the backing off and fuse again. Alright, to start your improv pieces, first take your fabric. If it's a solid like this one, doesn't matter which side's right side up. And then you're going to take your fusing, fuse side down, and you're going to press it for approximately 10 seconds. This is a little iron, so you'll have to bear with me here. And let it cool. As you see, I am using my silicone pressing mat over my pressing board. This is so to protect if any of the fusing gets outside of the fabric. It's easy to remove from the silicone, not so much from fabric. So we'll repeat that process. So repeating that process, have it wrong side of the fabric up. Take your applique pieces with the fusible down, and again press onto your fabric. Approximately 10 seconds. Once the fusible is cool to the touch, you can now trim your fabrics. I will repeat this with a couple of my fabrics and get to the next section. Before we get to our last step, which is assembling our Fun with Fuse project, I'm going to show you our last product available in this kit, and that is by Misty Fuse. This is one of the most unique fuses I've ever worked with and is probably one of my favorites. When you take it, it's going to look like spider web or the fusible without any paper backing. It is very delicate. But what makes it fascinating is the fact that you can use it to do turn under applique, which ends up with a fusible backing to it. And then you can fuse it right to your fabric. I would still recommend sewing along the edge because it will peel off eventually, but it's very easy to work with. So what I do is I take the fabric right side up and fusible over it. Don't worry, we're not fusing it at this point. At this point, however, I will take it to my sewing machine and sew random pebble shapes. And then I can cut them out and pillow turn them under. This is also known as the pillowcase method. But once you're done, or nearly done, take some type of tool to kind of smooth out the edges. Because of the nature of this, you're going to have little lumps and bumps, but this is for more of a natural turn. This is great for making little pebbles and shapes like that. Once you're satisfied with the turn, you can take it over to your silicone mat and press it down. What this will do is it'll seal the shape and it'll refuse the fusing on the back into a solid piece. Putting your project together. So to put it together, start with your original diagram, your map, so you know how to put the mountains together. I recommend starting your process actually over by your iron or pressing board, so you know where approximately you want it. Otherwise, pins can be used, but just slowly start putting your pieces together and ironing them. If they're backed, make sure you do peel the paper off before you iron, otherwise you're not getting anything done. I'll come back when this one's put together. Here's my example with a single fabric. These extra pieces here are actually created from the extra from the Seam 2. This is the Misty Fuse that it has done the turn under applique, and then our random pieces along with our mountain. And then using multiple fabrics, here is one. This one I went for more of an abstract, and sticking with the modern quilting, things are not completely balanced with the asymmetry. So once I get these quilted, we'll get to our last step. Quilting wise, the more quilting you put into an applique, the longer it's going to stay down. So in this one I did lots of stitches. I did not completely go to the edge, so there is going to be some soft fraying that will occur, as here. And for the small pieces, I tried to tack it down as much as I can, because the smaller your piece, the less fusing is available. And again, for the other one, as much quilting as possible has been put into all the pieces, including the ones that are the seam. If you look very closely for the seam, you can see the light tacking before I actually quilted it. But for the rest, this is complete raw edge. So see, there is some soft edges that will eventually fray. So once you're done, you can bind your quilt and you're good to go. I hope you enjoyed this project.